All right. Shalom, shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely, lovely day in which the Most High, a higher has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. I went to pick up my son around about 6 today. And on my way back, I decided to go live and make the topic about let us talk. And it was so much going through my mind all the way home. And it was like about a 40-minute drive home. And the spirit was just dealing with me so heavy on a lot of information and the reality of things. And I thank the Most High for that because I mean I had a really, really, really what you call a joyful ride home, just listening to the spirit of the Most High, a higher minister to my spirit. And I said, I'm going to go live and I'm going to upload a video, not upload, but come on live and I'm going to talk. Um, I will say that I thank the Most High for information that He has given me and He shared with me. Um, and it makes so much sense. He began to tell me about how, in time past in my life, how things were moved out of my way and how He has moved so many things out of my way. And it is so, so true. You know, when you really believe in the Most High, a higher, I mean, like really have a relationship with Him, and not just you having a relationship with Him, but Him having a relationship with you. When it's Him abiding in you and you abiding in Him, everything around you better watch out. And I thank Him for that because it feels really good because that's what He was sharing with me on my way home. I went on to telling my son and about how one thing is I'm your mother. On the other end, I'm the father's prophet. And I was telling him it's one thing if you treat me one way as a mother, but how you gonna measure you in the spirit on how you treat me as a prophet. And a mother, but I'm just still saying. And he tend to have left so much there for people to understand. I'm not playing with you. Um, so when I dropped my son off, we had a really good conversation, and he was speaking. My son was speaking a lot of light tonight, a lot of it, and it was really good to hear him talk like that. But when I dropped him off, I was heading back home, and the spirit began to tell me about moving mountains, and that if any would have just took on him and really knew him for who he is. And then I began to say, but Father, I think everybody, they pretty much think they know you. He said, but yeah, I mean, like really know me, Deborah, like really know me. And he began to tell me about how I had gotten to know him, how he has allowed me to get to know him, where I have in time past trust in his power. I mean, if you think for 1 minute we're speaking of the same power who created the heavens and the earth and everything therein. You're talking about the same power that destroyed the whole world. You're talking about the same power that has allowed his breath to rest in millions and millions and all of us. And then put grace and mercy upon us, you know, at the same time. I mean, you talking about this power that's beyond. And I thought about while I was coming home. I said, "Is that's pretty much what Yeshua was saying, wasn't it?" He said, "Yes, it is." When Yeshua said, "I must go," but the Father will send the Ruach HaKodesh. And he even said that you shall receive power, and your power should be greater than what his power was. That's what Yeshua said. So then I started to think, okay, I see what you're saying. He was saying that you can say many things, you can speak on many things. He said, but the power is the greatest thing because it was present in the beginning with the word. And that it has created all things. And all things that is, was, and shall be came from the power. So he was saying to me, throughout time, I have used that power, you guys. I've used it to the point where I cried out. I cried out to the Most High or higher. And I mean, like, really cried out to the Most High. And I asked him to move things that was before me. And this is how I said it. I said, now, because you see it. That's what I remember telling him that. Father, you see this. You see it. That's what I said. You see it. And in that prayer, this has happened 3 times in my life. There was issues that I just couldn't move out of my way. And I knew if I moved these issues out of my way, because I told you I don't have no sense, I will go to the extreme to move issues out of my way. But I trust that he was greater, and I believed him. So when I went to him, I said, you see it. In a sense, you see what's going on, Father. Help me here. You see it. And don't get me wrong, when I'm saying this, I wasn't just to myself. I was crying. And I was just talking to him bold. Have y'all hear me talk bold? And I was telling you, but you see it. I got up, and I'm going to tell you something. Sister Deborah have seen the power of a higher move mountains for me. I have seen the Father come down and destroy anything and everything that has gotten in my way. I've done that 3 times, not thinking that he would do it like that. But the thing about it, when I have to call on him in that way, where somewhere along the line he feels that, hey, no, this is my baby. We ain't gonna have this. No, you cry, you calling out to me, and you crying to me too deep, Deborah. I'm coming. Just hold up, just stand out the way and let me do this. So throughout my life, 3 times have he stepped in my life, and he has moved issues, people out of my way, out of their way. They're 6 foot under. So the reason why Sister Deborah is so bold and so hard on the way she speaks, especially about who the Father is, because I've tried him for myself. I know who he is. Most of all, I know who he is, his word is, and I know that power. So I say, okay, Yeshua said that we shall receive power, and that the power we should be, the signs and wonders we should do should be greater. Have you seen them signs and wonders being done, you guys? I mean, if his were healing, waking the dead, opening eyes, laying, walking, what is it that we should be doing that's greater? There's something wrong somewhere that we don't have it like we speak that we have it and we think that we have it. Because if we did, where is the power? And I have said in time past, I know that I have that help with me. I know that I have it because I was just telling it to my son. Last thing they want to do is have me to drop to these knees and go before the throne of the Most High or higher in a broken heart. Oh, my Father, he gonna come down. He gonna make that thing right. Why would I lie to you all? Why would I tell y'all these things? And I'm just trying to get y'all to understand that that's how I know him. That's how I believe he is because of what I've known him to be in my life. And it's just not me. He could be that way to many. If people would just believe that he is all that and some and that you are nothing. See, that's why I would shut myself down and boost him up and praise him before I think that I have the authority and the right to exceed over him and beyond. So what I'm saying is, throughout my life, I've seen that power. Now, I'm going to hit you where it's at. If a people say that they are the children of the Most High or higher, only knew that that same power I'm speaking of, they could have as well. Any mountain too tall or too high and too wide, a higher take one of his foot and bring it to dust. That's how I come to know him. And that's how I'm going to die knowing him. If he had not have proved himself to me, then maybe I couldn't be here telling you who he is and how I've seen his power or why I believe the way I believe in him. But I've seen him for myself through my own natural eyes and my spiritual eye. I've seen him at work. Let me tell you what I mean. We as a people so anxious for the wicked world to know who we are. When the wicked world can see that our mentality is so low because we haven't clicked in to know, they already know who we are. I was coming home and the Father said to me, Deborah, why do you think throughout the scriptures I keep saying, and the heathen shall know? He said, throughout the scriptures, Deborah, I've been telling them, and the heathens shall know. And he said the reason why he keeps saying that is so our elect can understand. The heathens already know everything. They already know, he said. But when I say the heathens shall know that I am, it's because the heathens need to understand that I have not totally forsaken my people. And he said, they shall know that I am their God. You see, that's all he's concerned about. He's not concerned about them knowing who you are. And all the way through scriptures, you're not going to find that, you guys. You're not going to find that the Most High is trying to tell us in the biblical instructions and direction that these people are going to know who you, they're trying to find out who you are, or they don't know who you are. So many scriptures says they know who we are. But our chase and our history search and our study is to try to convince the people that we are and you're not. The Father said, I didn't send nobody to tell somebody that you are and they are not. They know they're not. They know you are. So what is the battle? Flesh. We want to prove to our people, because out of 100%, you might have 10% of Hebrew Israelites who come to the idea that, hey, we are the true Jews. The other, they could care less. That's how deep it is, y'all. That's how deep it really is. And we would boost the number up and make it look like majority of our people know who we are. No, they don't, baby. You'd be lucky if you get 10%. You see? So Ahia is not coming back to say, for they shall know that they are the people. They shall know that they are. They shall know that they are. No, he said, they shall know that I am. They shall know that I am. See, Ahia ain't worried about who you want to be and who you say you are. He already know, the world knows who you are. That's just us somewhere where we're stuck and going in a circle feeling we got to convince everybody who we are. And Ahia then been there, done that, and gone on. He said, I was coming home on the highway and he said, hello in the live chat. If you want to join in and have any questions, just dive in. If you want to ask questions, or even you can have the answers to something, or you want to talk about a different topic, just jump on it and we're going to take it from there. But I was coming home and he was like, why did Yeshua say that you all should have the power to do greater signs and wonders? Do you believe that nobody searched that? That's history, y'all. That's showing us we have the power. What do that mean? Let me explain to you what I'm saying. Say, for instance, when you deal with the powers that's wicked and evil, you have to be able to go to the ones that Ahia has equipped to deal with these people. And when you go to them, you got to trust that the power of the Most High is within them. But if you run around here and believe and think that it's only based on how you feel, you think, you say, you understand it, and all this is you in your flesh, and not stepped in any type of spiritual realm to say, hold up, let's go get the one that is appointed and anointed for this situation. You know how the disciples was trying to figure out why couldn't they cast this demon out? And Yeshua said, this comes by fasting and praying. But see, he didn't need to fast and pray because he already there. You see? So when the disciples, the Holy Spirit came and now it lives in the disciples, now they can do it. But they don't have to fast and pray. They already have the power in them. You get what I'm saying? To rebuke them demons out of the people who's demon possessed. So what has happened is we have denied so much of who Ahia is, till we never knew his power, his right hand, his stretched out arm, and we never knew if he is greater in us than that power rests therein. And when we get to the point to where we are overly learned, we got so much we can say and do and speak and believe, and we are not trusting in him in anything, and we got it all, we know it all, we know this and we know that. That's why you don't see the power in which Yeshua was performing. You don't see it in this day and time because people have stepped in the realm that they way in beyond that. They don't need that power of that right hand. We're going to take care of this. You see? So earlier today, as I was talking, I thought about how much power was in what I said. And I think it was overshadowed by my loudness. But the power that was in there was off the chain because I was speaking of the hidden power that could have stopped anything in its tracks. That's the power Yeshua was talking about. We should do greater. That's why I was going to be greater. See, and why was our power going to be greater than what he is? Because the power going to be in us. Okay? It's going to live in us. throughout our lives. But he only came for a short time. And we should be able to do greater than what we saw him do. I think that's so beautiful. I think that is so, so beautiful. But the thing about it, we are people who say one thing and do another. We speak one thing and feel another. We don't understand that the power of the Most High or higher is so powerful. And me being a living witness, not a dead one. When I say not a dead one, I mean I'm not a prophet that's dead. I'm a living prophet that can tell you about the power. Okay? I've seen it perform on my behalf, and I've used it myself. So I know how powerful the Father's right hand is. You see? Any situation, listen to this, y'all, listen to this, that has to do with what you call the fake Jews. Anything has to do with the synagogue of Satan. The Father did not give us a gift to think that we can defeat it with our words. We can defeat it with our actions. We can only defeat it with his power. You see? But before we're able to defeat them with a highest power, we got to show them what a higher is in us. You get what I'm saying? And we're not willing to do that. We're not willing to let a higher step in front of us. We're not even willing to let him step on our side. We're not even willing to let him step in the back of us. All we want to do is be seen. We don't even believe that power is there. You know, like I told you, I was saying, okay, I'm there. I said, and I know I shouldn't have said it, but I did. I said, if you don't, I will. I said, this is too heavy, and you see it. You know it. And if you don't come help me, I'll take care of that situation myself. Next day, that was it. It happened. Because the Father knows that Sister Deborah had to drop to them knees in that way and call on me because she believes in me. She trusts in me. And she knows where my power would throw down for her. And he know I would turn to him just that way. So what I'm saying to you all is this. If the fake Jews has this power, we got to show them a highest power. You get what I'm saying? How dare we show them the power of our mouth, our speech, our words, our flesh? Why can't we show them the power of who he is? Did not he say greater is he that is in us than he that is in the world? Why can't we step on that? Because our people are so stiff-necked, rebellion and disobedient, they don't call on the ones our higher has assigned for those positions. Has called to go out in the midst of that. Look at Deborah. The king was going to fight a war. And he said, no, I ain't going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere unless you go with us. You see what I'm saying, y'all? That was a female going to the war with the king of Israel. He said, I ain't going unless you go with me. Because he trusts in who she was. Because he knew that a higher had appointed and anointed her to walk in the midst of that battle. And they made it home and they won. Anything any fake Jews on this earth do, if you ain't hooked up to a highest anointed and appointed one that comes down here to judge your bad boy, then you're going to go on into that battle and you will lose your life. You will lose your life. Because people don't have respect for nothing. None whatsoever. A higher have said from the beginning to the end. I noticed that. And did y'all know that's something I am starting to come to terms to? They really don't give a rat's behind about a highest word. His power, his authority, what he represents. Because if they did, they'll stand down and bring him up. Put him on the front line. You see, they'll put him on every side of them. But they don't do that, y'all. They want to go off and they want to go out and start wolf talking. They want to go out and try to control the atmosphere. They want to blow a hot heat. They want to show their tails, but they don't want to hire in the midst of anything they do. So when I talk like I talked earlier, it's because I have walked like I have walked and seen the mighty power of the Most High right before me. Now just imagine the king of Israel going to battle. He said he ain't going unless the prophetess Deborah go with him. Why? He knew what Ahiah had invested in her. And that Ahiah wasn't going to let nothing happen to her, y'all. And if she goes, I know for sure we'll win this battle. That's a man trusting in the election of the Most High Ahiah. And this is what I'm saying. This is what is missing. They're missing the elects of Yah being in the midst of their troubles, in the midst of the chaos and in the wicked and evil. They don't want him to send his because they want to tell him, you don't call her. We don't need her to speak. You can't to use her. And he done said, I will cause the rocks to cry out. And I think that's beautiful because he letting them know, if you won't, I will cause the rocks to cry out. He had a donkey to speak. But then how dare you put him so low? And the reason why they can put him so low, they don't know his power, y'all. They don't know nothing about Ahiah's power. That's why they put him so low. That's why they don't have no respect for his authority. They don't have no respect for that right hand and that stretched out arm. They don't have no respect for none of that. Let me tell you what they really don't have respect for is the Ruach HaKodesh. They don't wait for the Ruach. They don't wait. They go in and start studying their way, understanding their way. And then their ways get caught up in their emotions and their feelings. And who can I rule? Who can I control? And they get caught up over there and they get stuck. And that's all they would want. It seems like that's all they seek after is their way. So when I'm here trying to explain, you can't go into the rectum of the world because in the rectum is Satan. Evil and wicked at its highest. Why is it in the rectum of the world? Because Ahiah's created the wicked and evil, the evil and wicked for that day. The worstest of the worst time period. So you don't want to go up in there without the ones that Ahiah has appointed and anointed. It leads me to understand, and I know it's sad, but it's something I'm going to have to embrace and I'm going to have to shut down because it makes me realize that they never, like he said, it's finished, Deborah. And if it's finished, just even telling me they're not going to get to it. And just think, all those powers and miracles and signs and wonder that Yeshua said we should be doing in greater. Look at our time, y'all. Have y'all seen them? Can you say that you have used all that power to even heal your own body, to wake the dead, to make the lame walk, the blind see? Something is wrong somewhere when no power is being orchestrated. It's because the people are not trusting in the one that Ahiah is sending. Just as that king trusted in the prophetess Deborah to go to battle with them. He knew if she go, we gonna win this thing. He ain't gonna telling her you're not supposed to speak. Shut up, you a woman. You can't assort yourself or whatever they say above a man. He wasn't concerned about that petty stuff. He was concerned about the fact that this is a war we in. We got to fight a war. And I trust in her because I've seen the power of Ahiah through her. But see, what's going on now, everybody going to the deep and just jumping off the bridge and trusting in their own word, in their own understanding, in their own feeling, denying his power and no faith nor trust. You're right. Exactly. It's just not there. And I just don't understand that. I really don't. Because I'm like saying, but Father, if I don't understand it and I'm living in that day, what happened to it? Anybody, you want to cover that? What happened to that power Yeshua said we should have greater than what he had? What can anyone say on that? Why is it that we no one knows that we have that power? No one sees it, no trust in it. You see? Say, for instance, let's set an example. Anything happened to where the people are afraid or fearful of what would happen if they speak or if they, then you go to the prophets and the prophetess. And I ain't talking about the prophets and the prophetess that you love and you like and you put in place yourself, or you brought them up around you and you trained them your way to say only what you say and what you feel and what you want them to say. But the prophet of the Most High are higher, and the prophetess of the Most High are higher. This king of Israel, he wasn't looking for a male prophet. He was looking for the one that the Most High had put in order to go with him. He said he ain't going to battle. He told her, unless you go with me. What is going on with us to where we want to go into a battle and don't have no power? I just told you 3 times. No, let me get this right. 3 times I called on him to keep it from me. I turned to him. But there's other times that I use what he had invested in me. And I still today give him praise and glory and honor. I know what the power can do, you guys. Sister Deborah don't talk hard and bold and don't care, because she just come out of nowhere doing that. I speak that way because I got a bag up, y'all. Not only do I got a bag up, he's a bag down too. He'll bag me down like he can bag me up. You see? And that, because I know who he is and I know what he's capable of doing, why should I just look at situations, just assume it is what it is, let him do this and let him do that? The greatest thing Ahia wants you all to know that the synagogue of Satan, the fake Jews are afraid of, is not who we are. Oh, Father. Oh, Father, that's so weak. Oh, that's so weak. The fake Jews don't give a rat's behind who you are. They know who you are. They knew who you are. Just imagine all those 400 years they knew who you are. They don't give a rat's behind. But guess what they're afraid of? When we tell y'all what they're afraid of, and somewhere along the line, I don't know why a people think that every race is afraid of them or who they are. Or how you don't have that. Show me one verse where the word in the instructions and direction say it. They're going to be afraid of who you are. They're going to be afraid of you awakening. They're going to be afraid you know who you are. You can't. Now, I'm going to show you what's wrong. I'm going to tell you what's unjust. Now one of you can pull it up. Now one would be able to pull it out. It's no such thing. Ahia never orchestrated this thing to where people are going to be afraid of who you are. Who gives a rat behind who you are after you done showed up and showed out since the beginning of time all the way up to the Revelation? So what is important about who you are? Then as I'm sitting here listening to Isaiah and Jeremiah and Ezekiel and others say that they're going to know who you are. The heathen's going to know who I am. That was the Father. They're afraid of who he is, not afraid of who you are. Dang, that's deep. It's sad. How did we get so bent? I know how. Because Deuteronomy said we destroy mentally. That's why we gone. But if you just think about that, you guys, just think about that for a minute. Why would they be afraid of us finding out who we are? When they know who we are, we have showed out and showed up of who we always been. So why are they afraid of us knowing who we are? Do that make any sense? That doesn't make any sense. Why? Because you won't find no scriptures to back that up nor back that down. But that's the number one thing the Hebrew men ride on. Oh, they're afraid of us, who we are. And we mess the young men and the men that haven't come to the knowledge up. We messed them up. Because we run, first thing we want to tell them, you this and you this, you are the people, we are the children, we are this and we are that, we are this, we are the true this and we are the true that. And then the people get caught up in who they are and not who I am. You see? Not who his power, his authority. They get caught up in who we are, who I am, who the children are, who the true Jews are, and they forsaken any and everything spirit and truth of who I am, who Ahia is. So Ahia said, okay, Deborah, you know, throughout time, you used to always ask me, what's this deal with the heathens? And the heathen shall know. I got so tired of hearing that in the Bible. He had to tell me because they're going to find out and they're going to know what they do not know. That I have not forsaken you all. And I'm coming back with great wrath. That's why they're going to know. They say that. They say that. Let me give you one example. And it's all in the Bible, y'all. And I'm like saying, but how is it that we're missing that though, Father? How is it we're not looking at? He said, because spirit and truth is only for those who are elect. They're going to only understand spirit and truth. Everybody else could care less. They could care less about the people already knowing who they are. Or they would switch it, in which they have. They converted it. And they converted it over to, oh, they just afraid of who we are, that we come into the knowledge. We come into who we are. Okay, let's say that they are scared to find out that you're coming to the knowledge of who you are. One thing you didn't understand. Once it has been 20, 30 years where this has been actually happening. Y'all don't know that. A lot of people don't know that. It's been that long. The Hebrew Israelite movement has been called themselves awakened. Now, within that time, is it only about who you are and who the fake Jews are, but has no relevance to who the Father is, the I am? Now think about that. There's not one scripture in the Bible, in the instructions and direction, that tells you that they're going to hate you because you know who you are. It's nothing in the Bible telling you that they're scared because you come into the knowledge of who you are. Why? Because they've been knowing who you are. And from what they can see, you nobody. And that's why, now listen to this, y'all. That's why Ahia keeps saying in all the biblical chapters, and the heathen shall know. He's telling you the only thing that they're going to find out is that I did not forsake you like they think. Right now, they could care less if you know who you are. And why is it our men cannot grip it, y'all? Why is it they can't get beyond that? It's because that's the only way they can pull these young men and these old heads into one religion. If they make them think that the Hebrew Israelite movement and awakening is so powerful to the point that we are so powerful as a people, but has no strength. See, they don't tell them all this time Okay, if I come to the knowledge 15 years, so okay, where's your power? Wait a minute, where are you going? And you see, all these years, which has been existing, I think about 25, 30 years, as far as the new awakening and what they call a newfound religion, Hebrew Israelite movement, where is the power that rests therein? Want me to tell y'all? Think now. You are all that and some. You never did anything for each other, for your family. And I know the curse said you wouldn't. But how can we stand now for the things that has no irrelevance to the spiritual nation of the Father? But we get on that bandwagon and we represent it to the utmost and could care less about a higher is not in it. He never told us to take the rest of our breathing life in this curse and try to prove to a people who we are and that they are the fake ones. They know they the fake ones, baby. They know that they are the fake ones. They know that. They know it. And then it makes me feel real bad because I think about the Father and I say, Father, but see, you already put that in Revelation. That is, they are the synagogue of Satan. What is it we're not getting? It's what we don't want. We want to start a religion and we want to base it on how we want to base it on, but we don't want no spirit and truth in it. We don't want no light. We don't want no power. Ain't that sad? We own these devil platform representing the Father of creation with no power, no authority, no strength, no spirit and truth, no light. He said, you are a light that sets upon a hill that cannot be hidden. See, that's showing you the sign that we're supposed to represent him. And when the fake Jews see who we are and who he is in us, they bow down and fear come upon. Let me tell y'all something. I'm trying to take y'all where he had told me earlier. He was telling me about the time that I had to come before him regarding the issue. He was telling me, was not my power mighty? Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. He said, well, see how you feel about me. That's why I allow you to see my power and to call on my power when it's beyond your strength in you. If the fake Jews today, let's say today, were to do anything to us, those that has the power to bring power down, because Ahia already said, you shall have power to be able to defeat the wiles of the wicked and evil. That's what they are afraid of. But when they see us killing each other, bringing drugs around each other, degrading one another to the point where men are hating on their wives, their children, their mother, their father, and women are hating on themselves and their children and their husbands and their men, it's just off the chain. How can they see Yah in you? How can they see you as the children of the Creator? Tell me, somebody, how is it that they're seeing you to be the true Jews when they know you're the true Jews? But what they're seeing, people that's chaotic, mentally gone, because they have taken you there to destroy you here first. Because Deuteronomy 28 said you're going to be destroyed. So that's what they did. A hell of a job destroying you mentally. Because if they can destroy you mentally, you can't think straight about a higher. You see it? You can't think straight about a higher if mentally you're destroyed. You can't teach and preach if you've been on drugs and alcohol and what else? Crack. You can't think. So their job is to destroy us here, but our highest job is to raise us in the spirit to control here in which they destroy. That's what you call power. And that's why we are out here trying to teach and preach and lead a people who can't see the right hand of the Father and is stretched out on being the power in them. It's nothing. If Ahia don't fight battles for darkness, he fight battles for light. You see, he don't come up out of nowhere and decide to reach in darkness to bring light. He is light. All he has to do is show up and show out. We have really brought him to the low of the low degree. And we don't consider the fact that he done already told us from the beginning to the end. And the end was telling us about the synagogue of Satan. And he told them, we know that you're not true Jews. This is why I tell people, be very careful. Our men need to really be careful canceling out this instruction and direction book. This instruction and direction book. You have to be careful. Because in it, if you cancel out what you call the part that exists in the new, you're canceling out revelation. And we know revelation is walking up and down. Revelation told us they wasn't the true Jews. And they the synagogue of Satan. If we cancel what Paul is saying out, we cancel everything out. And that's how Satan work on these children that says they are the children of the Creator. So when the world and the Satan see the children that said that they are the Creator, but they acting and revealing themselves and cutting up from the floor up like the children of Satan, truly he ain't coming back and getting them. But I hear his voice say, I hear the Father say, and the heathen shall know. I got so angry when I kept reading that. I said, what is this with you and these heathen? He said, Deborah, that's the only thing they missing. Because today, they thinking that y'all are not of me, that I have turned totally away from you all. Why though, Father? Look what y'all doing. Look what y'all doing. Look how y'all acting. Look how y'all conducting yourself. You're killing, stealing, destroying. You're bringing drugs to destroy your families. You're bringing guns into your community. You're doing so much thing that doesn't represent me. And they said, truly, he has left them. Truly, he has left them. He said, Deborah, the heathen shall know. And the heathen shall know. And the heathen shall know. What is it they shall know that they don't know? That I'm coming back for mine. He just said the heathen shall know that you are the children. The heathen shall hate that you find out that you're the children. The heathen shall know that you are the children because you're awakening. See, we're bringing the power and authority back to us. We refuse to even give the power and the authority back to y'all. But yet every issue to come up, it's a sad thing, y'all. It's a sad thing. But it's the only thing that makes it good in me and makes it not as sad as I feel it right now is to know he said it's finished. And it has to be finished, Deborah, because I can't stand this no more. I can't take this no more. I'd rather for it to be finished in me than to continue to wobble in it and see it at its full ugliness. Just like he did with Noah. He said he had to endure until Noah finished the ship. Endure what? Every imagination of the people was wicked and evil. But he had to wait all that time to Noah complete the ship. So his power of the end shall come to an end. You see? And what the things that we're doing and how we're doing things is really not representing him. But we want to go out and teach the world that we are the people. We want to pull over here to every corner of the world and under the rocks, on top of the mountain. These are our people. These are our people. And these are our people. And guess what, baby? We don't even have the power nor the authority to do that. Why? Because we ain't found out who we are. We have not found out who really we are. But we out telling the world who everybody else is a part of the 12. This is showing you how and why Ahia never put it in the instructions and direction books that it's going to be where they going to get angry because of you, and they going to hate you because you finding out who you are. They going to get angry at you because you finding out who you are. They going to destroy you because you finding out who you are. They hate you because you the people and you're finding out. It's no scripture's going to support that. That's just the mouth of people who have started a newfound religion, the Hebrew Israelite movement. So a lot of things they are saying, you guys, has messed it up for many of you all. Many. And they don't know the actions that they taking today. It's not such, it ain't, to me, it's like this. Even though I hoop and holler about it, I hoop and holler because I can see it for what it is real clear. It's not something that's going to bring you some reparations or some good. We thinking that if we can get out here and stand on the mountaintop and proclaim we're the people, that the heathens and Gentiles and the fake Jews is going to bow down and going to see us. And then everybody else is going to go after them. That's not biblical, y'all. It's not true. You won't find that in the instructions and direction. And if you just tarry for the Ruach HaKodesh and let the Spirit of the Most High Yah tell you, that's not how it's going to go. So we're leading people into so much lies and deception. And the people are running to these people like they really giving them something. And they're lying on top of lying and then lying on top of lying. And they have no power to defeat or to help them rise to the level of really knowing who you are. If you really, really, really want to know your history, hallelujah, hallelujah. You really, really, really want to know your history. You will know that you are the wickedest people that ever came on the face of the earth. All you have to do is open your instructions and direction and speak spirit and truth. And you will realize that all this time you're trying to prove to the synagogue of Satan. Listen to that. You're trying to prove to the synagogue of Satan that you are the people. And the synagogue of Satan already took your position, knowing that you are the children that was put out of the Holy Land. You really want to know your history. That's why I say I cannot, all I can do is think about what he tell me. And I know a lot of y'all said, but that's wrong to put it like that. All I think is the Father said he's going to destroy these men. These men, if you read it, y'all, just read it for yourself. Hear Isaiah tell you how Ahia said he's going to destroy these shepherds, these men that led these people and lied and deceived them. Read Isaiah, read Ezekiel, read Jeremiah. They talking about us in this day, y'all. And we sitting here focusing on what they doing in the world today to this person and this person. And these people are not even calling on your same Most High Ahia. No one knows who they really are. Our blood is so mixed with everything. We all are mixed with this and this and this and that. But what Ahia was telling Abraham, he said, Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob was the promise for the land, you guys. It's the promise for the land. But in Abraham also is the promise for the spirit of eternal life. You see? But that wasn't because of Abraham, y'all. Before Abraham was, the Lamb Book of Life exists, y'all. The names were already written. That shows you it ain't connected to a bloodline like a lot of the people think. Not heavens. Now the land might be, but not heavens, you guys. You see? A lot of us is messed up from the floor. We don't want to listen to the anointed ones of the Most High Ahia. And I don't blame you. I don't blame you not to listen to those who say they are anointed, because Sister Deborah have heard them too to be liars, hypocrites, truth not in them. No righteous, no spirit and truth rests nowhere in them. They don't even know what light is. So it's hard. It's hard. And I know that it is. But Sister Deborah wants to teach spirit and truth. She wants to tell you this is the light. Go therein and find what Ahia has prepared for you. Why are you telling them to find, Deborah? Because I hear from the Most High. He said the narrow gate that leads to what is life, and very few shall find. So it's something that you got to find. Why? Because you got the thirst for this thing, y'all. You got to want this thing in you. You got the thirst, you know. You got to feel this thing. This thing is not something you just mumble jumble and run your mouth and think, oh, I got it. And that's what they're doing. They just assuming everybody is Hebrew Israelites. Oh, this here person. It's no way Negro to Negro can cover all the tribe of Judah and the whole house of Israel in his movie and say that everywhere he's going, these are the tribes. No, we're in the biblical book. Tell me, somebody, please tell me. We're in the instructions and that direction told us that we're going to know all the children of the 12 tribes in this world. The things that we hear promising people, Ahia never promised y'all. Why? Who in the live chat know why Ahia never signed any gifts from the heavens to give no man, no woman the ability to have that type of power? Anybody happen to know why? Anybody happen to know why? That's a good one. It's for him and not for us. See, you got to see how he has orchestrated things, and we got to let him do what he does best and stops trying to step into the realm of his mighty power. You know what? Let me tell y'all something. Sister Deborah placed a video up earlier. I can hear what he's saying to me right now. Let me tell you what he said. He said, Deborah did not say, put on the whole armor of Yah, that thou may be able to dodge. You can be able to dodge the darts of really evil and wicked. But when he's finished telling you to put it on, what did he tell you to do? He said, stand. So I know y'all don't laugh. I get so silly. I said, now you asked me to put it on. If I got it on, now what? He said, just stand. Stand and know that I am. See, that's all he has asked us to do. He hasn't asked us to go out here and tell these Jews that we are the people. We don't owe them nothing. We done gave them 400 years. Why we want to owe them who we are? We know who we are. See, those that are elect, anointed, and predestined, and ordained, they're not out here trying to prove who they are. They know who they are. Because if we as Hebrew Israelites and the tribe of Judah take the rest of our life, after he said the rest of your life, you're going to be destroyed. But we're going to take the rest of our life trying to prove to people who are not that we are the children and they are not, when they know who you are and they know who they are. So why are we trying to do the last season? No, not that. The last hour of wickedness at its highest in darkness. We're out here trying to prove to the synagogue of Satan that we are the people. And where would you find this? In the 1611, in any books that was taken out, in any Bible, in any other apocalypse, or whatever they call it, anything. Where can you find what Ahia said? The time shall come when you will prove to them who you are. And you know what I think is sad? Nobody in the live chat can climb on top of that. Because that is really deep. Even though it sounds simple, there's no scriptures for that. Telling you to go out and make sure they know who you are. These are missions our men are taking. He didn't say stand on the corners and hoop and holler. curse. And when the heathens and the fake Jews see that, he ain't coming for them. Them people gone. He told us to destroy them, and we did a hell of a job destroying them. They mind is gone. But if they saw us marching in the name of Ahia with peace, harmony, and unity, they will bow down. Why? Because once we begin to worship our Yah, the whole world go into shock. Because they so used to us killing, stealing, destroying each other, not supporting each other. Everything Deuteronomy 28 says. They so used to seeing us that way. To what Sister Deborah is saying to them, they're not even afraid of it. Because they see you all are not going to do nothing that seems to appear to represent your Creator. So when I'm sitting here trying to ask the Father, I've heard this one too many times, and you keep saying it, and the heathen shall know. He said, see what you just said, Deborah? That's still what I'm saying. They're going to know who I am and who I said and done for you when I come for you. That's why they're going to know that I have not forsaken you. That's all they're going to know. But while we are here, we are mentally totally destroyed because we searching and we running in circles, you guys. No light, no spirit and truth, no nothing. We just running in circles. No power. Now these things he said he is, if we have him in us and he's greater in us than he that is in the world. But there are those don't even believe he's there because they haven't waited. They haven't tarried for him to enter in. And if he entered, they believe, they compress his spirit. They don't believe of nothing that he is and how great he is. You see? But we want everybody to believe us and to see us and to know we the people, we the children, we are the true Jews. And being the true Jews and being and acting a monkey the way you cutting up from the floor up among your own women, your children. This is something else I said that was powerful tonight, early on the video. I have heard time after time the Hebrew Israelite say that we have built this country. Well, I want to ask this question. If you built this country, why didn't you ever build your family? Why didn't you build something in your son and your daughters? Why didn't you show your children how to be a father and how to love a woman? Why? Why did just if you think Deuteronomy 28, it tells you one step to the other that you weren't gonna do none of that. And that's what you have to embrace and say, if I could just believe that we had done all this that Ahia said we did, and we have represented Deuteronomy 28 to the fullness. I'm gone here, y'all. I'm gone, like the Father said, that they are to destroy us until we are destroyed. So if that's the case, I'm on my only chance is to repent to the most powerful God in the heavens and on the earth, and turn strictly my spirit unto him. Repent and turn fully to the Father, that my spirit may override my mental state and show these Jews who we are in you. You see that? You see how Ahia can orchestrate that thing? You know what that do, y'all? Who in the live chat can tell me what would that do? What would that do? What would that do if we can own up to the curse itself and repent for our forefathers and for how we have conducted ourselves? and tarry for the Ruach HaKodesh to come live in us. And once we have gotten to that level, to just trust in him, not in these heathens and Gentiles, wicked and evil ways of what they've done, what they're doing. You have to let that go, you guys. We have to let that go. As long as we fighting and buckling up and trying to defend their wicked and evil, you won't win. Because the whole job was for them to destroy us. Ahia said, you're not coming out until you are destroyed. So what part of that he's talking about? He's talking about your mental state of mind is to be destroyed. But just think, if your mental state of mind in your flesh is destroyed, but your spirit is in him, now the power must rise. And when the fake Jews will see this action like this, they would probably fall down and maybe take their lives. Because now they see that we destroyed them. But yet, they are still in function. They got power. See? Because we're turning it over to the one that controls all things, that has the mighty power to take out any and everything. What would that do? It would still fulfill the curse. It will still fulfill the curse, y'all. But yet, Ahia will allow his power to reign in us. We still cursed, and we've been destroyed mentally. Because we're in the right place spiritual, Ahia will allow our spirit man to defeat the enemy while we're still in the land of our captivities. You see? And then this is the sort of stuff that they're afraid of. They're afraid of what Ahia has said in Ezekiel and Jeremiah and Isaiah. And the heathen shall know. Now, when Ahia sitting here in all these scriptures saying, and the heathen shall know that you are, and the heathen shall know when I come, and the heathen shall know. And I'm like, okay, all right. And guess what I found out, y'all? Just as I'm talking to you tonight, the Father said they know it. They know what I said. They already know that. They already know that. That's why they can look at us and tell us, and can tell that, oh, no, he ain't with them. See, y'all don't even, the people, y'all, they don't know that, y'all. Especially 91 million of our men don't know that we're supposed to represent Ahia in their eyesight. Once they see Ahia walking in us, they see that light that's set up on a hill that can't be taken down anyway. Then fear becomes on them, and they think seconds about what they're going to do and how they do it. Because now they see you worshiping your Yah. But our people, especially our men, go chasing the darkness, thinking they're going to defeat these here Sedekon or Satan with the darkness of their action. Ahia's not going to be with you. He's not going to be on your left and on your right. He's going to be in the front of you or in the back of you. But there are those that Ahia has equipped to stand before these people with no fear. And they would know who those people are. But by you don't have no strength of what power of the Most High is and was and shall be. You just standing in your stupidity of your power in your flesh and gone here. And all these people are fearful of is Ahia. They don't give a rat's behind who you found out you are. But when you walk in the light of who Ahia is, and they see you not killing, destroying, and not degrading your children and your wives and wives, you're not out there being whoremongers, or not whoremongers, but just nothing. And they start to see this, then they start be trying, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, now they starting to look like y'all. Wait a minute, hold up. Wait a minute, what they doing? We destroyed them. They destroyed us here. See, because he said until they destroy it, he mean that, y'all. I know our men will run from that fact. They are running day and night from that whole overall. I have spoken to many of these men telling them, y'all need to touch the ground of Deuteronomy 15 so your brothers never know what's up. They refuse to teach it because they know. See, that's what they don't want the heathens and the Gentiles and the fake Jews. They don't want none of them to even touch the rim of truth. They want to go with their truth before these people and try to fight the battle as if Ahiah gave them the battle to fight. These people know who you are. You sitting here trying to make a movie telling them who you are. And guess what, y'all? Negroes to Negroes, guess what? Half of those people ain't even the tribe of Judah. Isn't that sad? Half of them not even the tribe, said the Most High Ahiah. So you see what I'm saying? They show you a history in the natural of the flesh, but they have no history that line up with spirit and truth. So it shows you that they're just, how would I say it? It's just, to me, it's just no words, y'all. It's just no words. It's just no words to describe or to say. So I'm like Yeshua now, you know. That hour is near, Deborah. It's time for me to get up and get out. I mean, take away this bitter cup, come get me and let this hour go past and I'm out. It's just that bad, y'all. It's worse than worse. We can't seem to find any light in nothing because we're walking in darkness ourselves. And we want to go out into the midnight hour and tell that darkness, when you ain't this, we are. But baby, they know who you are. And you don't even know your own history. But yet you want to find the history of the world. That's what Sodom did. He was searching all the things under the sun and found out it ain't nothing under the sun worth wanting to know. Because it's vain, it's worthless. So why not understand that the search has to be spiritual? And the spiritual will take you to the natural and bring you on home to the spirit. To where you really understand this thing. But what they're doing is they teaching people how to go after the natural history and hope that they can train people to believe that they are scholars. You know, they are true teachers. They are true pastors. They are true prophet because they went out searching the natural history. The natural history dies because it is flesh. Nothing lives that dies in the flesh. So why are we searching dead history as if it's living water? People are not thirsty for the living water. They're thirsty for the dead history. They're thirsty for the dead history. The thirst of the water is spirit and truth. And people are searching dead history and calling it as if it's light. Why? Because our people, especially our men, they want so bad to be somebody. They want so bad to be a king, a leader, and a ruler. But where did it tell you you're going to gain that? In the land of your captivity? Where? If Abraham was captive in a land of his captivity, can he be a king? No. Can he be a ruler? Can he be a leader? No, he's in captivity. So what makes these men on this earth think it's time to be something to the people that are destroyed mentally? Because they want to deceive people as long as they're here on the earth. And nobody wants to say anything about it. But we want to go and stand before the synagogue of Satan and proclaim, you doing this, you doing this, and you doing this. And the Father Yah standing up high and low and saying, have you really did your history on what you doing and have done? It rests in here, y'all. Something they refuse to search their history here to see how ugly they really have been. And Sister Deborah gonna make sure she do that tomorrow. I'm gonna make sure I do the search so I can go over to you with you. And I'm starting Genesis. And I know it's gonna take a lot. And I'm gonna show you how long the tribe of Judah and the house of Israel have been in pitch darkness, wicked and evil. But they have the audacity to stand here today and want to prove that they are somebody. And to look at this here history in this instructions and direction book would show you that they've been lying since the beginning of time. And that's why they're over here in this cursed land. He said they're going to come in cursed and they're going out cursed. So what do that mean? You thinking you going out here, you're going to leave out of here not cursed? He said you're going out cursed. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to preach that nor teach that. I'm telling you guys, there's a lot of things that's in the light that they do not want to speak on. You have to, because the spirit was first, and then it is the natural. It's not the natural first, and the natural would never take you to the spirit. Did y'all know that? That's where we at today. That's why you don't hear them in the Hebrew Israelite movement and the Hebrew Israelite awakening bringing them to any spirit and truth or any light. It's taking them far out, deep in the darkness, in the midnight hour. And they searching for history that way. And what way is that? In the world. They're in the world searching their history and think it's going to gain light. You know what? I'm starting to believe that too, that it's about money. I am. I'm telling you, that's the only thing I can think that would make drive someone to be doing that year after year after year after year. Because, I mean, why would you want to do that? And the word speaking opposite of what you teaching, and you don't see nothing wrong with it. So all I can think of, I mean, really, seriously, wicked and evil and money. And yes, I believe that too. I believe that. I'm going to be honest with you. I believe they know it's wrong. And Sister Deborah just be speaking it, but I know they know it's wrong. Yeah, they hate the Father. And I have come to realize that too. And I'm going to tell you, I've come to realize it. They don't even understand the capacity of how much hate they have for the Father in heaven. But they're trying to force the heathens to love on them with the hate that they have for the Father. Because I can't get over why is it that they don't respect the curse itself? Why is it they don't see the end game of it? Why is it they don't read Isaiah and Ezekiel and Jeremiah? Because they're talking about the days we're in. And guess what they're talking about? How Ahijah said he's going to deal with these shepherds. He's going to deal with these men. He's going to destroy their butt. He's saying it all in the prophet's words, but they don't take heed to none of that. They so busy trying to be kings, leaders, and rulers, wanting to be over people. Yes, I did. I seen the Woman King, and you know what? I'm a big critic. I think I'm saying that right, of movies, and I thought that to be an okay movie. I believe that was an okay movie. Mm-hmm. I think it was an okay movie. The reason why I say it was an okay movie and the whole overall was missed because they failed to realize this woman, men used to be over women, and they abused them, raped them, beat them, and killed them, to where when they got to a position to where they were able to take on a group of themselves, they stood tall and firm. And see, a lot of them didn't, people who go see that movie, they wouldn't see that part. So the women is just fighting back the demons of yesterday. That's what she was doing. She defeated the demons of yesterday that had taken over her when she was a little girl, raping her, had a baby. She had a baby by him and doing all kind of things against the women and killing them and everything, beating them and everything. So brought up and end up being a leader of women to teach them how to fight back because of the thing when she was coming up that they were doing. So she got a chance to kill the man that was the father of her daughter who raped her. When she see, people don't look at it like that. They don't look at they're not looking for anything in it positive because they want to all the time bring negative to the woman. And the same elites or the same fake over in the synagogue of Satan with that power, they the one formed it and made it a woman king because they're trying to stir up the mindset that's already destroyed in the tribe of Judah. So they're trying to stir that up, and they almost did it, but it didn't work too well. It didn't work too well because anything that they can get our men to stir up to keep them gone. And so where they can come in and continue to destroy you, like Ahia said they will, then they like that. They feel they're completing the will of the Father. They really are completing his will because our men are just out there thinking they're going to get a chance to defeat these heathens and these Gentiles and these fake ooze. And they don't understand. Ahia said, I created them, bro, for these days. What do you think you're going to do? I deal with them. You reject my power. You reject my authority. You reject who I am. You reject my name. You profane my name. You disrespect me. You do everything. But then you want to go and try to defeat the synagogue of Satan. Help yourself. See if you get any help from my right hand. The right hand you don't know nothing about. The right hand that never came to your beck and need since you've been over here. That's why they continue to do what they're doing to you. I've seen a lot of light. Yep, so true. Oh yeah, because my kids will tell you, my mother, she'll get down on a movie. I sure will. I'll break it and I'll dissect it and everything. But this movie, I went the first 10 minutes, I got up to get ready to move out. And I said, no, you know what? Let me just sit down. And I'm glad I did because I got a chance to see it in the eyes of the synagogue of Satan, how they orchestrated it and their purpose. But when I began to see the meaning behind it, I realized that in this movie, men was always the head. They were always the head. That's how she ended up getting pregnant and raped and beaten, tormented when she was young, before she became a head leader of a group. And she just taught them how to be able to defend themselves. See, they won't see it like that. And the fake ooze who created the movie, the synagogue of Satan, who's over the power of this stuff to put before us, before our eyes, they didn't think we're gonna be able to see it because we're gone here. See, they thinking they just gonna jump on there, woman king. They killing their women anyway. They killing they children. They killing these men, killing their women and hating on their women. We love this. I ain't come to get them. These people gone, and we don't even understand. We are conducting ourselves like wow. Crazy beasts. You don't look like them zombies. Y'all might not believe this, but our people are actually acting like that. We're actually acting like that. And that's why they're seeing it. And they say, oh, no, he ain't coming for that. He ain't coming to get that. And then that's when Ahia said, but see, watch this. I'm coming for what's mine. And the heathens shall know. And the heathens shall see. And the heathens shall say, he's back for his. See, he already then told us that. He didn't tell us to go fight no battles with them. Only battle we could fight with him is when we have the Ruach in us. And the Ruach has given us the authority to use that power. And if you don't know how to use the power because you ain't never had it, you didn't know the greater in you that is in the whole world rests within you, and he carried the power. But because we don't care about stuff like that, our people don't care about stuff like that. Oh, you watched it out also? Yeah, we think everything is about I don't know, it's just sad. I just got to. Whew. And I was even thinking about going on the highways and byways, and I think I might do that this winter. I really do. I think I might get into something like that, because what I'm realizing, a higher, like he said to me before, if he don't move, don't look for no movement to be made. So I totally trust in him when he said that. Don't look for movements to be made if I don't move it. And that is so right, because he's saying his power, so we can sit and trust in all these people and believe when he told us don't put our trust in no man. And we just got to stand on that. Mm-hmm. And you see how you said I was shocked they showed how we sold our own people. Yes, we did. I believe that I realized something that I noticed that me and others has never talked to you all about, and we have not talked it, we have not spoke about it, and that was before we end up over here. See, before we end up over here, we were all over the place, going different places. A lot of us died on the land when they came to seize the land, but we ran all kind of places. But we ran toward Africa and places like that, Egypt. We ran to places that was near. Okay. And when they realized that we were being hunted down, I don't know where the African trying to portray that all of us are over there. Ahia said we are on the four corners. And we know that there's not a four corner as we know corner. We have to understand he knows what he means when he says that. Okay. So we are everywhere. You see, so we got some over in Africa, but we can't let Ham claim as if they are a part of us. And they are. They are big time. I just heard the father, not now, but in the last year, I heard the father say, and he's going to destroy Ethiopia. Ethiopians. When I saw that, I said, oh, you are? He said, yes, I am. See, we keep on trying to include Ham's nation and trying to detach them to us because some of us ran over there and we remained over there. Okay. But when we ran over there, a lot of us didn't know that Ham was collecting us to sell us and to let them know we were over there, and they were selling us after they have beat, raped, and did all kind of harsh things to us. No Negro wants to talk about that. They don't want to discuss it. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to tell the truth of the matter, but they want to get over here and talk about slavery and everything. All that stuff is real. Don't get me wrong, y'all. All that stuff is real. They did all this stuff, but we need to tell the truth of the whole matter. But it's too late. The father said it's over. It ain't even worth knowing now because they have missed so much of what is in the light. To all they see is darkness. So they couldn't see the light, even if the light was on the four corners. They still couldn't see it. That's how far gone their mindset is, said the Father, as Deuteronomy 28, verse 15, all the way to 60, verse 67. They're going to be destroyed. We're going to be destroyed. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And when that movie kept flashing back, I was like, oh my goodness. And it just, and I don't know why we see wrong to be right, to be wrong. We as a nation of people, that's one of the number one thing of why we can't unite, because we see wrong to be right and right to be wrong, and we can't unite on anything. But I can tell you one thing that we can unite on. You know what? I'm gonna tell y'all something. What would you say we can unite on? I'm gonna tell you. What do you think that we can unite on? I'm gonna tell you. Let me see anybody know. Or what you think that we as people would unite on. What will you say that we as a people will unite on together? We will unite on any direction that the heathens and the Gentiles and the fake ooze direct us to. We will unite on wicked and evil. We unite on everything that is against Ahia. Y'all didn't know that, did you? Yes, we do. We unite on everything that's wrong. We won't even tell each other how wrong it is for us to be the way that we are. Be about the Father's business, because I think it's power in it. I really think. So if we blame them for everything, then how we are going to look at who we are? Then we can't repent. Can we repent if we can find fault in someone else being the cause? If we blame the heathens, then we have no reason to repent, right? Because all we can do is blame the heathens. And that's what they do. And they have been doing it for a long time. And never thought. A lot of us today, y'all, let's take a ride back 400 years. Over 400 years. That's a long time, y'all. 400 years, and we are still not gripping anything. Nothing. And I just think, I said, now, what if this book wasn't here? But so much, you remember when they said that they kept us from the Bible and they taught from it, but they never wanted us to read, and they didn't want us to know. They didn't want to, because they was afraid that we're going to learn. Look at it. We done read, learned, and got it now, and still ain't no different. Still stiff-necked rebellion and disobedience. We ain't changed a bit from what we did to get over here, because we don't see no fault in us. We can only see the fault of others in this captivity, and not the fault of what we have continued to do while we're here for the 400 and some odd years. Yes, I am too. I appreciate him and all that he do, and all that he's done, and all that he's going to do. But yeah, he was talking to me earlier today, coming home. He was talking about how the power has never left. It's there. And because the stubborn and the stiff-necked and the rebellion and the disobedient and the men that wants to be boost, uplifted, pride-minded, self-centered, self-ego. They want to do all of that. And because of that, they trade that for any spirit and truth and any kind of light. They rather be that way than to any of that, because that makes them feel like they're kings and they're leaders and they're rulers. And they don't even understand. Judah has fallen. Judah has fallen, you guys. And these men didn't tell you that. Isaiah tell you, Isaiah 3. He said they have fallen so bad, the elders try to get the young to take leadership. And the young said, you ain't going to get me to do it. I don't have no house, no food, no clothing. Do not try to make me ruler. And they did it anyway. Got these young men out there just as loony as a loony bear. And they thinking they kings and leaders, wrap their heads and put on all these here clothes that looks like clothes somebody made out of the alley. And it's just it's a sad thing. It's a sad thing. No, I don't know, y'all. It's a sad thing, because I want to also say to you all, when I look at, and I have an old book of ancient times. And you know what, y'all? I'm going to tell y'all how deep our own people have lied to us in this awakening. As I look through this here book, and it shows all the paintings and all the designs that, we used to have, and all the things and how we used to look. And let me tell y'all something. Back in the days, in our days, Abraham, Isaac, and them days, they don't look like what these people are looking like, y'all. They do not look like that. They got us thinking that we are, because see, this is the part I think the heathen played a role in. They put things before us and they get us. See, that's the only thing we can unify in. We can unify in the things that the heathen set before us. Oh, let's come together and see what they gave us, and this is what we are, and this is how we should conduct ourselves. I always hated that even when I was a teenager. I hated how the white people would put things in front of my people, and they just go for it. They go for it and they become what they have set before them. And I couldn't figure that out for nothing in the world. Why do we have to mimic what they give us? Why do we have to be the way they said we should be? Because we have forsaken who we are intentionally, because we knew who we were. He said we even stood in front of the heathens and them profane his name. So that showed you when we got over here, we knew who we were. We ain't never been where we didn't know who we were. That been a lie, y'all. The Bible tells you that. The instructions and direction tell you that. And the only way you can go to them if the Ruach take you and teach you and show you. So all this stuff about we awakening, baby, that's got to do with the stiff neck, rebellion, and disobedient spirit that's so heavy on you. And it is, the Father said, it's worse than your forefathers. There's nothing in you to want to know spirit and truth or the light of who you are or what you really are and what you have been in time past. If the tribe of Judah and the house of Israel had to go to a seminar and the Father was teaching it, guess what? I think all of them will probably fall on the ground and just lick the ground and say, Father, forgive us. I really do, because I think our Hebrew Israelite men don't understand the ugliness that they come from. They don't understand the wicked and evil that their forefathers conducted back in the days, thousands and thousands of years, even all the way up to now. That's why it's worse. But today he said that which is in the dark, all that wicked and darkness is going to come to light, so you'll know. But these men don't want to know the truth of the whole matter. They don't want to know spirit and truth. They don't want to know righteous. They don't want to know anything. They want to make their own righteous. They want to bring darkness to light and make darkness the light. That's sad. And it is what it is. And it ain't going to change, y'all. It ain't going to change. It ain't going to change. It's just going to be the same, and it's going to continue. And it's going to continue and continue till they're going to start to see that, wait a minute, we are totally destroyed here. That's why they don't want to teach the end game. And I think I look at the end game, and this is how I come to the conclusion to that. You know how they play these video games, y'all? You see all these video games these men like to play. Okay. And when I speak of the end game, just the word end game, because when they get on these video games, it's about defeating it all the way through and winning and getting victory at the end. So with the end game of Deuteronomy 28, by me saying that the end game, all the tribe of Judah should jump on it. All of them should jump on it. And when they jump on it, they should try to defeat what is this he's telling us, so we can defeat it in understanding. We ain't gonna defeat the curse, but we can defeat understanding what the end game of the curse is. How you never put a curse that he don't put on, that he don't lift up. So therefore, we have to come to the conclusion, how is he lifting it up? And what is the end of it? They don't want to know. They don't want to talk about it, because they are leading these young men, so many of these young men, in strict darkness that gives them pleasure that they are leaders and rulers and kings. They are scholars. They are pastors, teachers, and preachers. They want you to think that they searching their history and they finding things not even worth finding out. Because when you find out something, you guys listen to this. Once you find it out, what do you do with it? Aren't you tired of the history that we have already come to know and ain't done nothing with it and ain't changed anything? When you think that, wait a minute, what are you going to bring me history for? and then have receipts. Why are you trying to bring worldly history to connect with the scriptures? Can't be done. Why? Because the history in which you search is dead. Okay? And the scriptures has told you that. So what you searching out of your own flesh. Because the scriptures already told you. It's there. It's over. It's finished. It is what it is. It was what it was. So what are you searching? I'm searching, Deborah, so the people can look at me and think that I'm somebody. I'm searching, Deborah. I have receipts toward the things that I'm searching, so I can tell them when they did this, they did it, 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 they did. Oh, I found out they did it too. But what is it to gain all your search and have all your receipts and lead not one person to the light with it? Say, for instance, someone think they so elderly learned that they search in their history. Once you have given someone all the history you done found within 2 years, what it's going to do for them in the light, in spirit and truth? Their history. It's not irrelevant. It's dead. Solomon, that's what he was explaining. Y'all, these things that's happening on the earth is worthless. And don't think that the curse is under the sun as well. And it's worthless. Why? Why is it worthless? Because it's in the hand of the Most High Yah to fulfill the curse to the beginning to the end. So if worthless trying to fight up against it, and they have, he said. He said, now I don't know about this here. What do you think he said? Let me see if anyone in the live chat could tell me. What would you say he said when he said, now hear this here, and I still haven't got the fullness of it. He say, Deborah, they're trying to put a curse on my curse. Did y'all hear me? He said, they're trying to put a curse on top of my curse. What do he mean by that? What would you say he mean by that? I'm thinking myself, to cover up, to deny. But why? What would they curse be? Anybody in the live chat, do you think that you would know what would be the curse that he said that they're trying to put over the curse of the captivity? I know that's right. That is so right. What he said only. Because didn't he say the only thing's going to stand anyway is his word, right? So what is this? I can't get it. I just can't get it. And I know he gonna give it to me. Why is he saying that they're trying to put a curse on top of the curse in which he has called them to? It could be they trying to erase. No, I know it's going up against him. That's all I do know. That's all I know. It's going up against him. Like he said, they done all the time. They were always known to try to cross out what he have said. Oh, you just said it. Somebody just said it. Yeah, they're going up against. That's the only thing I could think. Yep, there you go. That's what I'm thinking. That's what in my mind. That's what I'm thinking. He's saying. Yeah, he knew they would. He knew they would. That's exactly what I was thinking. Against his curse and denying his and placing theirs. Yeah. They want to do away, but why? Let me ask y'all. You won't find nobody on YouTube. One Hebrew Israelite man will cover the end game, which is Deuteronomy 28, verse 15, all the way down to 67, verse 67. Verse 15 all the way down to 67. And who is this individual? Who is it until they are destroyed? They don't want to tackle it. So what would make them? They would have to be trying to curse against what he said. It would have to be. That is to me. That's one thing the Father ain't shared with me. Maybe it ain't as deep as I'm trying to make it. Maybe it's that it just is what it is. So what they're doing is what they're doing, and it's plainly seen. Maybe that's what Ahia has said. It's so plainly seen, and you don't want to believe it, Deborah, but they're doing it. You know, I also wonder, do you really believe they know what's coming? Because I don't think they know. I think that when he says that they're still dead sleep, I think they really are. And it's not going to pay for them to even awaken because they that far out in the sea, in the ocean. They can't even swim back to dry land. And they never wanted to let a light shine in them. They wanted to be the light. Instead of letting the light of the Most High, Ahia, shine in them, they wanted to be the light itself. Right. I think I will be scared to even go after the fact that he didn't curse you, but you don't, out of the curse, you only took the ships, the captivity, and slavery out. Those 3 words. But you left everything else to itself and never expound or taught the young brothers so that they'll know that they need to be going head on to the Father. Because if he's setting them up to be destroyed, what can cause them to hold up is their spirit man taking over their mind that's being destroyed, that has been appointed and anointed to be destroyed. Now, they don't have a care in the world or a clue in the world to what's coming. They're the type of people, if stiff neck, he says. They rebellion, they disobedient. Now, let me tell y'all something. You will never hear in the instruction book and the direction book of when he's saying any other nation is stiff neck, rebellion, and disobedient, whoremongers. You'll never hear him say that sort of thing unto those of Jacob's children. Normally, he don't even say it, but he's saying it to Jacob's because they are what he said they are. So that could be it too. Darkness have blinded them. That could be it, and that is a really good point. But why are you after the synagogue of Satan? That's the part that makes me wonder. I mean, why are you going after the synagogue of Satan instead of looking within yourself? Because they're trying to find history everywhere outside of within themselves. Because the history is really who they are. And they don't want to dig deep to know, who are you? And that's what Ahia have told me over and over to do. He said, go into the scriptures and I want you to pull out how many times I've been dealing with the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah in a way in which they have angered my wrath to the point I destroyed them. I think that's so sweet. Because what he's saying is, I need you to come up out of Deuteronomy 28. It ain't going to benefit them. And it ain't doing nothing for you to be speaking spirit and truth. And the ears are clogged and the eyes cannot see. He said, but once you see the level of how many times I have done what Deuteronomy has said, Deuteronomy 28, to these same people, then you will understand and be more relaxed in how this need be. That makes a lot of sense. A whole lot of sense. A whole lot of sense. Running to and fro. There it is. Running to and fro. And they love running to the synagogue of Satan in the face of the fake ooze and the Gentiles and the heathens to prove themselves. But I tell you something else. I wouldn't want to be one to have a group of people that I'm leading and the heathens are among us, or the Gentiles are among us. But I wouldn't even want the Gentiles around us, y'all. I wouldn't want them around us. Because the place where I have that little store, this lady, the rich people know. I mean, she probably ain't got no more than 10 million, but I heard she got more than that, but I just give her that. But she knows about everything I be talking about already, y'all. I couldn't even tell her. I don't talk like this to her, but she talks so much power to me. And I'm like, how she get that? How she know that? That's a part of a higher letting you know. Don't be breaking your back trying to explain to these people who cannot see nor can give people what I'm giving you. That's it. Because the wealthy even know who they are. Always knew. The wealth of the wealth knows who they are. They just don't know who they are. And even though we say we awaken and we are the people and we are the children, we still don't know who we are. Because it's two sets of children coming out of Abraham. You're the children of the flesh and there's a children of the spirit. See, they didn't understand a highest whole creation is about twos, separating two. You notice the wheat and the tare, the goat and the sheep, the righteous and the unrighteous. You see, those that are the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah and the Gentiles. He's always dealing with the twos, separating them. You see? So therefore, if he's always looking at things in twos, then there's always a reason for one as it is for another, because he's setting it up like that. While we're thinking it's only about the way we see it and the way we feel this thing. But we don't understand we're seeing it in a deep sleep. We're seeing these things, y'all, believe it or not, in a deep sleep. Because look at Abraham. He was told, but he was in a deep sleep with a horror of darkness over him before Ahiah told him about his seed is going to go into captivity and how he's going to deal with those who have had us in captivity. See, just imagine, that was way in Genesis. Ahiah been telling us he's going to deal with them. And we looking at him saying, "No, we going to deal with them. We going to let them know who we are." And Ahiah started telling you, baby, they knew who you were. They have mastered this book. That's why they made thousands of movies off of it and still making movies. And I'm saying, I asked the Father the other day, I said, Father, how did they make all these movies on, what's this here thing called? All these movies that they got, these series and all these movies, where did they get this stuff from? And y'all, a lot of it is strictly out of this Bible. Examples, they storyline. It is off the chain. Why is it? And I said, how did they know this, Father? How did they get it? He's showing me that the reason why we as a people don't get it is because we are stiff-necked and rebellion and disobedient. We don't want to see things in the order in which it is. We want to make it what we want to make it. We want to see it the way we want to see it. We want to feel it the way we want to feel it. We want to understand it the way we want to understand it. And then we don't want him to say nothing, but we want to say we are awakening, we got it. And that's just unjust. And all, like I say, you're right. Many of movies, everything I look at, I be like, I read that in the Bible. But then we run around here thinking they don't know who we are. Why is it they can take this Bible and rewrite movies even about us? You remember, I thought was one that was really good, and it was trying to send a message to us as a people. And this is strictly, now listen to this, y'all. Oh, right. You so right. Especially Netflix. You are so right. That is so true. You are on it. You are so right. I say it all the time. Now, there are 2 movies that they have built to have given us the 100 fulfillment, and Ahia suffered the ways of the wicked to be revealing it to us. One was Get Out, and the other one was, you remember, somebody maybe can tell me, where a family was looking outside and they saw these other family in the house and they looked just alike. What was that movie called? Anybody know? What was that movie called? And they were black people, just like Get Out. Get Out. Yeah, tell me what it is if you find out. Get Out was a prime example of teaching black men to stay away from white women. Teaching black men and women, but teaching black men to don't trust white people. This is how they see you. And who is that they see? And who is it that they see? In Get Out, believe it or not, that was, I believe, the powers that be. Those people were the rich of the rich of the rich of the rich. And the way they orchestrated everything in this movie was to let you know they were so rich, they felt they can do any and everything the way that they wanted to right here and now. And it followed throughout generation and generation. And they was doing it to black people. The elites showed us that you all have something that no other people have. This was all in Get Out. This was in the movie Get Out. And we still looked at that movie and walked our own way. You right, Us. Now, in the movie of Us, that was one of the most powerful ones to warn us that the fake one had took over and lived the real ones, because they had them in captivity somewhere under the ground somewhere while they took over their lives. You see how the fake oozed and they did it to us? And we standing around here monkeying around like they gonna know who we are. We got to convince them that we are the people. Baby, do y'all understand what I'm saying? You see how simple I just spoke that? You see the simple, how it's no such thing that they don't know who you are. You don't take the breath of life that Ahia has given you and walk around here trying to prove something to the flesh of the synagogue of Satan. They know already who you are. And when you feel you have the power and the authority and the right to go up before them and try to prove who you are, that shows you that you have been totally destroyed mentally. They made so many movies about us and always did. Always did. What is it? What's that man? Jingo, or 7 Days of Slave. Don't get me wrong, y'all. I'm calling these movies out. But what I'm saying to you all, why is it our black men does not dissect stuff like that to say, wait a minute, y'all. We run around here trying to prove something to them. We run around here trying to make a movie and have all these different people and calling them the tribe of Jacob's 12 tribe. We call it everybody. And you know, the Father told me today, y'all, today, I never got into a Negro to Negro movie, but he told me today, Deborah, they are not even the true tribe of Jacob. They are not even Jacob's seed. And he said half of them. And when I said that, I said, Father, you mean to tell me they just, he said, but Deborah, I told you they are a stiff-necked, rebellious, and disobedient men that you can't say nothing to. So they're going to have to learn on the earth, and they're going to learn after the earth, because they have fully in charge of a lot of wicked and evil, and they thinking I'm going to come get them and deliver them. I am not, Deborah. Because I'm like saying, well, what do you do with people whose mindset is like that, Father? What do you do with them? You know, it's a sad thing. And they have made so many movies that have given us all kind of warnings of who we are. 2012. So many movies telling you, and that's showing you the elites. That's what the elites too. 2012, all the rich. And if you didn't have enough, you wasn't getting on. You see? All this. And they only gave them one ticket. You know, just a lot of little things that they have showed us that has been revealed to us. And the beauty of it, Ahia, let me tell y'all what happened. The reason why they were showing it to us, and the reason why we saw Us, we saw Get Out, and we saw 2012, and we saw all kind of movies, is because Ahia has told Satan, when he came to Job, Satan began to tell the Father, I see all that power around Job you got, but if you take that power and touch him and let me have him, then I'll show you what I can do with him. Well, that's the same thing he's told Satan. He said, I don't care what you give them and show them. You got to leave the light on for them. I think that's beautiful, y'all. Whether y'all understand it or not, Ahia have charged wicked and evil. I don't care what you do. Leave the light on. That means leave a light on so they can see. And when I saw that movie, Us, I was like, at the end where you saw the true family was locked down while this other family had tried to portray it. Y'all, that was off. Woo! That was off. That was a hell of a story. Oh my goodness. And then you saw Get Out. Just think, it's showing you how they overpower our men's mind and our woman, because the woman was in there too. They overpowered their minds. That's how they got them. Remember the lady was hitting the cup and hypnotizing? This is what they've been doing to us since we've been here. And we've been going right before them, asking them to hypnotize us, tell us what we were, tell us how we look, tell us how we walk. But I want to tell you something else that was revealed to me. And that was, he said, the way we are conducting ourselves and saying we are to dress and how we are to conduct our hair and everything. He said that was not how it was back in Abraham and Isaac and Jacob days. Even though the heathen has fed that to us and we have successfully did it the way they have given it to us to do. But he said that all you have to do, Deborah, is go back, look in there, and you see back in you all's days, in your books, it shows you how the women had their hair and how the men. And guess what, y'all? It do not look like a bunch of dreads going out. What made us take on sagging our pants all the way down to our butt? What made us take on wearing our hair all over the place? Just like we just wake up and we want a job to hire us like that. We want our kids to have a hair all over their head and they're going to school. And it's like, it's to me, honestly, I don't know if I told you all, I was always real good since I was 6 years old. I was always real good with doing hair. That's one thing that my older sister and them wanted me to become and go to school for. That's what they felt that I should. My sister and them is you should go for to do hair. So I'm like cosmetology or whatever it's called. I was like, no, that's not what I want to do. No. Because everything Ahia has allowed me to put my hands on has been successful as far as being able to do. I went up one time to check on the gutters and I just sat there on top of the roof and I was like, I can do this. And you think I didn't put them gutters up, y'all? All around the house. I'm just showing y'all that through Ahia, all things are possible, just like he said. He has that power to teach you how. He is the true teacher of not some things. He said all things. And I put them gutters up and it passed inspection. Yes, it did. So same thing with toilets, replacing windows. I did all of that. And I'm saying I did it, but I know it was the hand of Yah who has taught me whatever you put your hands to, I'm going to bless it to be. and he has successful. So with that being said, also this is why I talk so bold and I blunt and I don't care about what I'm saying. It's because I know him to be who he is, and I ain't gonna let nobody see him to be any lesser. And I want everybody to know it ain't like y'all saying y'all think it is, and he ain't like that. We can't think of him so low down to our level. He's beyond all of that. So as we were talking about these movies, and I was telling y'all, these movies are out here, and they're out here to really give us some sort of hint as we run this journey. But most of us looking at it as entertainment, but we have to apply these things. That's just like I was saying about, why are you out there searching your history? Because you want people to give you money so you can travel. You want to really believe that you can search something that's out there about us that Ahia did not hide. And they didn't hide. Ahia have already charged them that everything got to be in the light. Now, the sort of stuff people are chasing is the way they killed us, the way how many children they had, how many slaves they had. Who gives a rat's behind? It's time to walk into some sort of light. It's time to understand spirit and truth. Nobody don't want to take all that back then, and you can't do nothing with it up front. It dies with those who have died. Yes, he's been everything. And he has always charged the wicked. You leave that light on. What did he tell him with Job? You can do this, but don't touch his life. You see? You can do this, but don't touch this. That's what he said. He tell the same thing to the same Satan. You can do this and you can do this, but don't do this. Leave this light on. That's what it's same thing. Yeah. He's always charged Satan to leave the light on. Leave us something. And he's really, really telling him that for the elects, so that they can see what you're doing. And that's why a lot of them, Sister Deborah, talk against, because they have no light. They have no spirit and truth about what they're talking about. They're just talking out of their necks and deceiving many. And many are receiving them, talking out of their necks. And there's no spirit and truth, no righteous resting in what majority of them said, So I found it kind of off balance too. So Sister Deborah, I know I've been on here 2 and 7, 8 minutes. And I appreciate everybody in the live chat. And I appreciate you coming on. And I hope that you got something out of it. And we're going to still yet trust in the Most High in all that he is, was. And you know what he said? And he's going to be. I like that part too. He said, I am. He said, I was. I am. He is. No, he was, he is, and he shall be. He finna cover the beginning to the end and everything in between. I am. That's what he said. And I appreciate you too. And I appreciate you all tuning in. And I will be back. At least I think I will. I might be. I might not. I don't know. To me, I'm thinking this is how Sister Deborah is feeling. From what I'm understanding is, it's like it's nothing more you could really say. It's nothing more you could really say. Now, it's many things you could do, but trying to say something, it's nothing else you could say. I mean, you have dropped seed and hope that the Father come in and increase. That's all you can ask for. But always be about your Father's business, not about your family, not about your friends, not about your community, your neighborhood. Because even being about your community was good if your community is about being in unity. But as we are today, we don't have our nation of men that has not proven themselves to be anything outside of the opposite of what the Father stands for. So we have to embrace that and say, okay, it is what it is, Father. Where do we go from here in the walk in which we walk in thee? And we got to leave it at that and let Ahia give us the things in visions and in dreams and insight, just letting us see things for what it is and just keep trusting on him, in him. and keep things always. And let me ask y'all something. How does that work for you all? That's another question. Let me ask that question. Thank you. Let me ask you that. And I really do want to give it up. I really do. I know, sister, you might not even believe how bad I want to give it up. I want to give it up, and I am not lying. Because it's like you fighting to give people stuff. And it just feel like you don't want to really understand it. Even though I know you all respond and everything, but it just feel like it's a lonely walk. It really does. It really does. It was a question I was about to ask. Can y'all remember what it was? Or did I say it? Oh, it was a question I was about to ask. I forgot what it was. I had to chew out my oldest sister today. One of them. One of the older ones. And I felt really good about it. I really did. Chaos. Last thing they know me enough to know, don't come bring no crazy stuff to me. He say, she say stuff. They know, hey, that's my sister, don't take no crap. They know that. I ain't about that. And I had to step into it that way. I didn't even know all that type of stuff is existing. So much petty stuff. Family member died, and we took care of the everything was taken care of. And we had, so my job was to do the salad. I had to have the salad. I had, what did I make? The salad and something else. I know I had the salad, the dinner rolls, but it was something else. What was it? It wasn't a pasta salad. I can't remember, but it was so much good. And that food was so good. We had so much food for the people. Um, and my oldest sister had a best friend that was there. And my baby youngest sister and I, she's 59, her and I and her husband was serving the food, okay, through the serving line. And my oldest sister friend came up and asked my youngest sister, can she get a piece of foil? And my youngest sister said, when we got people in line, as soon as we can get the line down, she would give her a piece of foil. But she said it in a way that, the line was long, people was all, she was saying, Marsha, I'll give you a piece of foil, but not right now. And my oldest sister my oldest sister said that her friend said Doris, my sister, was negative in her words when she said she couldn't do it right now. And my oldest sister went and talked to my younger sister, and they've been mad ever since, y'all. And that been about a month now, and they haven't spoken to each other. Have the audacity to call me. They know I'm the last one. You better come calling with that crap. Oh, I chewed her out so bad. I said, now we were laboring and serving, and you just gonna call and ask me, what did Marsha say? What did Doris say? You know I don't play that crap. Come calling me. They know I don't do that. But and I felt really bad, child, because I looked at, isn't that petty? Don't that sound okay? My oldest sister, she's 65. My youngest sister is 59. And then the other sister, my other oldest sister, is 64. Why are y'all not speaking because of a piece of aluminum foil? Now tell me, don't that sound silly? Tell me, don't that sound silly? And you picked the wrong one to call. And boy, my sister, she held that phone and heard me chew her tail out. She didn't even hang up on me either. I chewed her tail out. Tomorrow ain't promising damn one of us. And if somebody had to pass away cause of a fall, and you've been dealing with that person, and you ain't mad at them cause of a piece of fall, they didn't get it, they give your friend. I chewed her tail out, and I feel good about it. Don't come calling me talking stupid. But it was a question I had to ask that was really important. I guess I'll think of it one day and bring it forth. It was powerful too, because I said, oh, I was getting ready to say it and I forgot it. I said something about a vision. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I told my sister. Life is too short. Yo, old heads. Talking about some doing aluminum foil. They just made me so angry with that. I shot into her. And the thing about it is, I thought about it and I realized she listened after I chewed her tail out. She still listened. And I like that because it shows you that people have enough respect to hear your words in spite of what you're saying, because she knows that when I speak, it's not how I say it. And sometimes it's a way you say it. But a lot of times what she said to me, my older sister said, when you scare me, because you say things and then somebody come right behind you and they'll say it to me on the job the same way you said it. And I'll be like, how did my sister know that? It's just all the time. She said, you scare me because you be saying things and it be happening. That's what she said. But she's the oldest sister that's also really sweet, really, really, really sweet. But they just, I don't know. It was something I had to ask, and I thought it was going to be a beautiful a question to put forth, and I can't even come up with it. I guess the spirit of the Most High will put on my mind. I'm getting old, y'all. So therefore, my memory not let me claim it. But I think about all that time I had to make sure all the children was taken care of. Homeschooling. I remember breastfeeding. My children, there wasn't no such thing as they ate fast food. Mama cooked for her children. We all ate at the dining room table. We ate at the table as a family throughout their whole life. No, I don't play that. I didn't play a lot of things. And even though I thought I was the best mother in the world, you let them tell it. I don't need. I think if I pass away, they'll see it. But it's just sad that a lot of times, you guys, let me explain what happened. And don't you get yourself caught up in it, because Ahaya told me to write it and give it to a diary to each one of them. He told me get me 6 diaries and write it down in it and give it to them. But he was talking about all the verses that speaks of a mother, and right next to it, let not the verse of the father come first. And I said, but Father, when it spoke of the father, that's when it spoke of the mother. He said, that's what I'm saying. So let the words, what it's saying to the father, come first. And then as it tells you what the father does, it has a great deal to do with the mother. And if the father don't raise them right, it's going to break the heart of the mother. You should hear how the father got it set up. Beautiful women, so beautiful, where you don't see yourself in there doing anything negative to your children that a higher need to call you out with. That's what I say. That's beautiful. It's beautiful. It is beautiful how he has orchestrated that. And I said, I'm going to do just that. I really am. Even if I have to do it on one, one, say about 10 pages, go make copies and then reprint them in the books or something like that. But I'm going to definitely do it because there are so much that one can give and post in their house about the role of a mother and the role of the father. Now, it doesn't mean because you got it post that they're going to read it and take it to heart. No, because a higher already got them set in their ways. They're set in the way that they will go. And the will, a lot of times people really do not understand spirit and truth. The way that it will go, a lot of times, a lot of times, and I used to hear this in Georgia. I got so frustrated with women. Everywhere I go, my kids did this, my kids did that. Do you know my son cursed me out? Oh, my daughter tried to hit me. I'm like, how are these people raising these kids? My kids never did anything like that to me, but I used to always wonder what be on these mothers' mind to say their kids did stuff like that. But guess what? I come to realize that my kids were no different than theirs. No, they didn't hit me and curse me out, but the respect has a great deal to do with. Y'all want me to tell y'all something that's strange? The Father created it, that if the Father is not in his place, then the children would never make it in their place. That's how Ahaya created it. Because the Father was to set the guidelines, the righteous, the rules, the structure. I think I'm saying it right. Structure. And when they have not done that for thousands of years and thousands of years, then this is why the whole earth is out of course. So I say, okay, I pulled them scriptures out and I said, Father, every scripture I see in here has no connection to the mother and her children. I say, I see you say that the mother shall be against the daughter and the daughter against the mother, the father against the son and the son against the father. I say, but that's the only one. He said that would be because the mother turns and the father he said the mother turns and tried to love the daughter more than she loved Yah. You see, so we do that. We try to give these kids more and beyond, and we'll serve them instead of serving the Most High or higher. We'll do it the way they want us to do it, to make them happy, to give them what they want. But Ahaya, he says, seek ye the kingdom, which is him, and then let all that add up. Now, this is what happened. As I was looking through all the scriptures in the Bible, every scripture led to the man, telling him if he didn't do this, your son's going to do this against his mother or to his mother. If the father didn't do this, the children shall be like this toward their mother. If the father didn't do this, I love the way the father have set that thing up and down. He said it so beautiful where you can kind of understand that. You mean I don't really play a role in these kids' attitude? No, you don't. Never did. That's why the world that it is the world that man has created, males. That's what it is. And I know that's why I say that if the people who say that they are in the light, if they would speak spirit and truth, they will open up a lot of doors for righteousness for people. But because they refuse to speak that, because they want to belong in an organization, in a group that says that they kings, rulers, and lions and leaders, but they ain't thinking you ain't being what God has called you to be. You see? So as I was looking through that, and he said he has told me to write it. He said, write that up. And when you finish, you're going to see the whole overall. Just like he was telling me, write everything that he had brought a raft on the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah. He told me to do this too. And he said I should get 6 books of like a diary and put this stuff in there to give to each one of my children. And I am. And I think I'm going to work on that real soon, because I think that is really beautiful, because it ain't saying that they're going to turn to the light and the light gonna turn to them. What it's saying is things that they might think that they have their own self-belief, and if they go in here and realize that, wait a minute, this is in the Bible, then I've been wrong all the time. But it will blow a lot of women. The men could care less. That's where they at in this day and time. But a lot of the women are there too. They don't care about nothing. But a lot of things that Ahia has put in there, he told the father, if you don't do this, and you do this, and if you do this and do this, then this is the way the children would be toward their mother. He has one in there. He said, fathers, don't cause your children to wrath, because the father was the one that's supposed to bring the discipline. He always was supposed to. He was supposed to set the rules and see that the kids abide by them. So he said, Father, don't cause your children to wrath. So he didn't say mother, you see, but mother is in the world bringing up the children. So their hate is for the mother because the father wasn't in line with the scriptures in bringing the children up. So the children began to follow the upbringing of the rules and regulations of the mother, because the fathers could be in the house and be out of the house, and still neither one in the house or out. My kids' father were in the house, but guess what? He participated in nothing regarding raising the children, and nothing regarding the Bible telling him he's to do this and to do that. I realized that, I think it was like 10 years ago, I've been realizing how me upbringing my children was hard and heavy, because they depended on me. They looked at me. They wanted to hear my counsel. They wanted to hear my direction. When they wanted to join baseball, softball, or they wanted to run track, they wanted to play football, they wanted to see if I was going to be there and if I was going to participate. It was always me, because the father never threw a ball with him. Isn't that sad? That's why I was trying to say to you all, a lot of times your life is a testimony, okay? And it's because Ahia has called you to with a holy calling. You can really tell somebody something. But in this day and time, ain't nobody looking for nobody to tell them anything outside of what they just want to hear. So that's why the whole earth and the world is off course. It's because nothing is following the instructions and direction that was given in the way things should go. Okay, so that's why you see everything the way that it is, out of order. And don't think that the father don't see it, because he do. So yes, the anger goes straight to the mother, but Ahia made sure you know the only reason why the anger going to the mother is because the father ain't done what he's supposed to do. And that's what I'm telling y'all. I'm gonna do that too. I'm gonna write that up like the father told me. Then I'm gonna do a lesson on it to show you everything he's saying to the father, to the men. And this is why you see the household not in the order. It has nothing to do with the women getting the fathers getting put out and the father not taking care of their children. Because listen to this. If the father could really understand that those are your seeds, those are you, that you're leaving behind. You see? They don't understand stuff like that. Just like they talk about abortion. That Black women have the largest number of abortions. Don't let nobody tell y'all that. Don't be so blind to believe that Black women have the most abortions. Black women is the number one that keeps their children. You know, and I don't know why they want to say that about the Black women, because it's about trying to make the Black women be the worst of the worst, because Ahia has invested a mystery in the Black women, and the Black women don't know it. And that's sad, but they're going to find out. They're going to find out. That's why when he purged the women, the daughters of Zion, he stripped them and made them bold and burning. He did that for a reason, because that's his discipline toward the women, and women still don't grip it. He's disciplining you, but he's doing you his way. He's not going to destroy you, though. You see, he's not out here trying to destroy you. He wants to discipline you, but he ain't going to discipline you to the point of destroying you. That's not a part of what he orchestrated. Okay? Because when it's some things that he was saying, I was like, you said, even though they like this, they still gonna be yours. What do you mean by that? See, y'all, it's a lot of things in there that they ain't gonna ever teach y'all, and they don't want y'all to come nowhere near the light of it. It's because it's the darkness that they want to run this religion under, and they want to keep it in darkness. Anytime a people that the creator, now see, when you say the creator, I ain't talking about their forefathers. I'm talking about the creator called stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient. Who are you stiff-necked to? The creator. Who are you rebellion to? The creator. Who are you? What is stiff-necked, rebellion? Who are you disobedient to? The creator. You ain't disobedient to this world. You ain't disobedient to the government. You ain't disobedient to the heathens and the Gentiles and the fake Jews. You ain't disobedient to them. You do everything they tell you. The only thing you disobedient to is a higher. The only thing you stiff-necked to is a higher. The only thing you rebellion to is a higher. The only one you don't follow rules is a higher. See, we want to paint the picture of one way, another way, but the truth doesn't matter. It's them always against the creator who called them his children. And he is not talking about all Israel. It's not Israel. And that's another way of trying. I like how he said it, because he's telling you this Negro to Negro. All of them are not Israel. I don't care if this young man make a movie and tell you that all over the world, and he going to collect all kind of people. And you know what? And claiming that they are the tribes. And when he finished, even the one that they got on there talking about the Mexicans, I think, and the Indians and guess what? You don't see now one of them claiming none of it. Ain't that a mystery to you? Shouldn't that bother a people? That how is it we claiming all these 12 tribes and these other 11 tribes ain't claiming us? Think y'all, it don't make sense. A lot of these Negro men are just setting up things from the floor, and none of it has no light in it, because that don't have any light. You're going to put 12 tribes on everything. You're going to run your mouth in this religion about 12 tribes. You're going to talk about the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah, but then you don't see none of the 11 tribes doing anything but hating on you. And if the heathens tell them to fight you, they're going to be the one to come take you out first before the heathen come after you. Y'all didn't know that, did you? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. The Mexican has a level of hate that's off the chain. Yes, they do, toward us. So when anything throw down for us, nation against nation, the Mexicans and every last one of the tribes that y'all talk about, they're going to be over on the side of the heathens and Gentiles fighting against you. You see? That's why I say a lot of things they doing, y'all, it's just not. You got to think now. It's no spirit and truth of the whole matter of it. It doesn't make any sense. And we as a people, we have to understand that we can't believe everything they're saying, because the action shows different. Look how they've been talking about the 12 tribes. And we in such a midnight hour, and he's coming, right? But where's the other 11 tribes? Where they at? Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there's not other tribes, but I would think that movie Negro to Negro I'm taking the Father's word. He said half of those is not even the tribe of Judah. I'm going to take Father's word at what he said. I'm going to take his word at it. I think our brothers go too far with the lie, because they don't want to take the truth far. They just want to take the lie, and they get so content with it. They get so eager to be looked at and approved by other brothers. They don't give a rat's behind if these brothers are righteous or just or family man or supportive of the community to bring their people together. They don't care about none of that. They just saying we did, and no truth of the whole matter rests in none of them. So Sister Deborah said, I know I said a mouthful. And like I said, I appreciate each and every last one of you tuning in. And I thank you, Father, for all that you have been to us and all that you're going to be for us. We forever give you, Father, a higher, all praise. So I say unto you all, Sister Deborah's going to be out. And you all have a pleasant night. So I say shalom and shalom. Thank you.